The story opens with Tristan Badiola's philosophical reflection on how elite status has evolved throughout history. 200 years ago, it meant having royal blood and aristocracy. 20 years ago, it was about being wealthy. Today, in the age of social media, it's all about fame and followers. Once you've tasted that digital celebrity, you'll do anything to maintain it, even if it destroys you. We're introduced to a world where social media presence defines worth, where teenagers accumulate followers like currency, and where influence equals power. The character, Madame de Fouquet, appears with 500,000 followers, establishing the digital-first reality these characters inhabit. Celine's introduction to Biarritz begins with high drama, when Balzac escapes and nearly gets hit by a car. The dog is rescued by Tristan Badiola, a famous French surf champion with millions of social media followers. Despite his obvious charm, celebrity status, and the swarm of admirers constantly surrounding him, Celine remains completely unimpressed. When Tristan attempts his usual smooth approach, Celine firmly states she's faithful to Pierre and has no interest in casual encounters. This resistance immediately intrigues Tristan, who's accustomed to girls throwing themselves at him for his fame and verification status. Her indifference to his celebrity becomes an irresistible challenge. Through Charlotte, Celine's cousin and Patrick's daughter, Tristan learns more about the mysterious new girl. Celine admits she rarely uses social media, preferring literature to posting about her life online. This old-fashioned approach fascinates Tristan, representing everything opposite to his superficial digital world. Despite her initial resistance, Celine agrees to try surfing after Tristan challenges her assumptions about the sport being for airheads. During their session in the waves, she discovers surfing is pretty cool, though she maintains it's the ocean view rather than Tristan's company that impresses her. This scene establishes their dynamic. Tristan's persistent charm meeting Celine's principled resistance, creating genuine chemistry beneath the surface tension. Recognizing her intellectual interests, Tristan gifts Celine an early edition of Proust, demonstrating unexpected depth beneath his influencer persona. He also presents a handwritten invitation to his party, crafted in formal, old-fashioned language, since he knows she's uncomfortable with modern technology. The invitation addresses her as Madame de Riva and is signed Tristan de Badiola, your Biarritz buddy. This gesture shows Tristan adapting his approach to match her preferences, revealing both manipulation and genuine consideration. At Tristan's elaborate pool party, Celine feels completely out of place among the wealthy, social media-obsessed teenagers. The DJ explains their school's rigid social hierarchy using the metaphor of 18th century Versailles court. At the apex sit King Tristan and Queen Vanessa Mertu, his girlfriend and fellow influencer known as Little Sophie. Below them exist various levels of followers, micro-influencers, and regular students. The party reveals the shallow, performance-driven nature of their social world, where every interaction is potentially content, and relationships exist primarily for public consumption. Celine's discomfort highlights how artificial this environment feels to someone with authentic values. During the party, the true nature of Tristan and Vanessa's relationship emerges. Their romance is built on manipulation, sexual conquests, and creep aims rather than genuine affection. They engage in challenges involving seducing other students, treating relationships as competitions rather than meaningful connections. Initially, Vanessa wants Tristan to seduce Charlotte, whom she considers beneath her social status after losing a previous bet. But Tristan becomes fixated on Celine instead, seeing her as the ultimate challenge, a girl who genuinely believes in soulmates, fidelity, and marriage, representing everything opposite to his casual approach to relationships. Vanessa proposes their most dangerous bet yet. If Tristan can seduce Celine and make her abandon her principles about love and fidelity, Vanessa will give him unlimited sexual favors. If he fails, she gets his beach house in Githari. The stakes feel significant enough to motivate Tristan, who accepts seeing it as a personal challenge rather than just winning material rewards. This bet establishes the central conflict. Will Tristan succeed in corrupting Celine's authentic approach to love, or will her genuine nature ultimately transform him? When school starts, Celine's engagement ring becomes the subject of intense gossip and social media buzz. Students are shocked that someone their age is engaged to their first boyfriend, treating it like a scandal worthy of constant posting and speculation. The influencer students immediately start creating content about this development, making Celine an unwilling subject of their digital performance. She becomes a curiosity in their world, someone who chooses depth over surface, commitment over casual encounters. In literature class, Celine impresses everyone with her thoughtful analysis of The Princess of Montpensier, demonstrating intelligence and depth that stands out among her social media-obsessed peers. However, she continues struggling with the constant phone usage and digital culture that dominates their academic environment. Tristan continues his pursuit by involving Celine in a school fundraising project for an injured student named Lucas. He manipulates the situation so Celine appears to volunteer, helping him raise money through a theatrical production. When she suggests turning The Princess of Montpensier into a hip-hop musical with her father directing, the school council approves this ambitious project. This manipulation demonstrates Tristan's skill at creating situations that seem coincidental but are actually carefully orchestrated to bring him closer to his target. Celine's father, Patrick, initially resists directing the musical because he's been unable to create since his wife's death. She was his muse and creative inspiration. Without her, he feels only emptiness where his artistic passion once lived. However, Celine's enthusiasm and gentle manipulation gradually convince him to take on the project. For Patrick, directing becomes a way to reconnect with his artistic identity and help his daughter, while also honoring his wife's memory through creativity. This subplot adds emotional depth beyond the teenage romantic drama. Charlotte becomes excited about potentially getting a role in the play and spending time with the popular crowd, especially Oscar, a former contestant from The Voice who attends their school. Tristan asks Celine to the movies to celebrate their successful fundraising proposal. He becomes frustrated when she brings Charlotte as a chaperone, calling her immature for not coming alone. In the theater, he jokingly asks if she brought a chaperone because this is a date, which causes Celine to storm out, angry at his presumption. This incident creates significant tension between them, with Celine feeling manipulated and Tristan realizing he needs to change his approach if he wants to win the bet. It also demonstrates Celine's commitment to appropriate boundaries despite growing attraction. To gain advantage in his pursuit, Tristan blackmails Tao, a student who deals drugs at school. Using compromising videos, he forces Tao to install spyware on Celine's phone, allowing him to monitor her communications and discover who might be warning her against him. This surveillance reveals Tristan's willingness to cross serious ethical lines to win the bet. Through monitoring her private communications, he gains insights into her relationship with Pierre and daily life, giving him ammunition for better manipulation. The spyware subplot introduces themes of privacy violation and digital stalking, showing how technology can be weaponized for personal gain. While Tristan focuses on Celine, Vanessa begins grooming Charlotte for her own entertainment. She takes Charlotte under her wing, offering singing lessons for the musical and introducing her to new experiences. Vanessa pairs Charlotte with Oscar for music lessons, knowing about Charlotte's crush. Vanessa also starts educating Charlotte about sleeping and relationships, introducing worldly concepts under the guise of friendship and mentorship. She suggests Charlotte should gain sleeping experience with someone she doesn't care about before pursuing someone she likes, the pancake rule, where the first attempt is always terrible. This manipulation shows Vanessa's predatory nature, targeting someone younger and more innocent for her own twisted amusement. These events revealed the superficial nature of their relationships, where everything exists to be documented and shared online. During one party, we see extensive musical performances and social media content creation, showing how these teenagers' lives revolve around creating content for their followers rather than genuine enjoyment or connection. The constant presence of phones, cameras, and the need to document everything creates an environment where authentic moments become rare and precious. Following Vanessa's advice about the sleeping, Charlotte decides to lose her verve for first-time sleeping with someone she doesn't care about before pursuing Oscar. This leads to a series of awkward encounters where she tries to follow textbook instructions for sleeping activity. Her inexperience creates both comedic and tragic moments, showing how Vanessa's manipulation has convinced the girl to treat her sleeping casually rather than meaningfully. Tristan takes Selene to a special cave where he goes before surf competitions. He shares local Basque mythology about lamias, river spirits who can help humans achieve their dreams quickly. According to legend, these spirits appear as beautiful humans with bronze skin and incredible hair. This location becomes sacred in their relationship. Tristan reveals he's never brought anyone else there, not even Vanessa. It represents a space outside their social media-driven world where authentic connection becomes possible. In the cave, Tristan and Selene almost become intimate, but he stops when he realizes she's a virgin who planned to wait until marriage. This moment shows Tristan's internal conflict between his manipulative goals and growing genuine feelings. Just as Tristan and Selene's relationship deepens, Pierre arrives unexpectedly from Paris, creating a dramatic confrontation. He's confused and hurt to find his fiancée with another man, especially someone famous for casual relationships. This scene forces Selene to confront her growing feelings for Tristan while dealing with Pierre's legitimate hurt and confusion. It also reveals to Pierre that their relationship may have been built more on grief and comfort than genuine romantic love. The school musical becomes a major subplot, with students preparing to perform a hip-hop adaptation of The Princess of Montpensier. The production allows various characters to express their feelings through performance while creating additional drama around casting and relationships. Charlotte gets the lead role as the princess, while Tristan plays Henri de Guise, the love interest who ultimately betrays the princess. This casting creates obvious parallels to the real-life romantic drama unfolding. Vanessa's manipulation reaches dangerous levels when she records private conversations and threatens to use compromising information against both Tristan and Selene. She reveals she has dirt that could ruin Selene's life if Tristan doesn't follow through with their bet. This blackmail shows Vanessa's true sociopathic nature. She's willing to destroy innocent people for her own entertainment and to maintain control over Tristan. During the musical performance, Tristan is forced by Vanessa's threats to publicly humiliate Selene on stage. In front of the entire school audience, he declares their relationship was just a bet, that he never loved her, and that he's chosen someone else. This devastating public rejection happens during their romantic scene in the play, blurring the lines between performance and reality. Selene is crushed, not understanding why Tristan would do this when she thought they had genuine connection. In a crucial scene, Vanessa's true feelings about her social media career are accidentally broadcast when she doesn't realize she's being recorded. She reveals her contempt for her young fans, calling them losers and admitting she only tolerates them because they're all she has left after losing movie roles to younger actresses. This revelation destroys her carefully constructed public image and shows the hollow core beneath her social media success. Realizing the damage he's caused, Tristan tries to explain his actions to Selene. He reveals the truth about his fake relationship with Vanessa, their cruel bet, and how he was blackmailed into publicly rejecting her.
He admits that for the first time in his life, he genuinely fell in love, and his cruel words on stage were an attempt to protect her from Vanessa's threats, rather than genuine rejection. Despite her pain, Celine chooses to respond with grace rather than revenge. She creates a social media post asking people not to attack Vanessa online, explaining that people do crazy things for fame and attention, but that true glory comes from love, not followers. She emphasizes that love isn't about finding someone who brings out your best, but someone who shows you who you really are, and that we don't choose how or whom we love.
Charlotte's storyline resolves with her forming a genuine relationship with Oscar based on mutual respect and affection, rather than Vanessa's manipulative advice. She learns to value authentic connection over social performance. Her character arc shows the positive alternative to the manipulative relationships modeled by Tristan and Vanessa. The climax involves various characters confronting the consequences of their actions. Vanessa faces public humiliation when her true feelings about her fans are exposed. Tristan must decide between maintaining his fake celebrity persona or pursuing authentic relationships. The social media world they've built their identities around begins collapsing, forcing them to discover who they are without the validation of followers and fame. The story concludes with characters choosing authenticity over performance. Tristan and Celine work toward rebuilding trust, acknowledging that genuine love requires vulnerability and honesty rather than manipulation and games. Pierre and Celine amicably end their engagement, recognizing their relationship was based more on grief and comfort than romantic love. Charlotte finds happiness with Oscar in a relationship built on mutual respect rather than social status. The musical production succeeds, giving the students a sense of accomplishment based on genuine creativity rather than social media metrics.